Yeah, everything from Shadow Generations to Sonic CrossWorlds and even the post-Frontiers tech tests is pointing to one new thing. Sonic Frontiers 2 is switching to a new character model and animation pipeline, and we finally have enough signals to say it out loud. Over the past few months, we've seen test animations, updated facial rigs, sharper body proportions, and lighting changes that match an ununified look across games and media, and multiple recent sources line up, and also the utilization of Unreal Engine 5. And if you connect the dots, it practically confirms Sega's next-gen Sonic model. And in this video, I'll show you why, the transcripts, and why this model will solve the Frontiers animation issues, and how it stays consistent with Shadow Generations' polish and the CrossWorlds' expressiveness and when you actually see it. Two major windows in 2025 and 2026 that make perfect sense for a reveal and a full showcase. So stick around, because if I'm right, this model will define Sonic for the next decade. And hey, make sure to subscribe, but that's only if you like me as a person, not just the news, because, like, you know, I'm actually a pretty cool person. Well, I think I am. It's up to you, though. You can judge that based off of the video. Anyway, before we get into all of this, I just want to let everyone know that I am officially part of the Sonic Rumble Creator Program. So this is someone that's also said this. Very, very excited to tell you guys that I'm now a part of the Sonic Rumbles Creator Program. This is Harley, and I'm so grateful and so excited to share all of the cute Sonics with you guys. I couldn't have done this without you guys, so thanks for all the support. So yeah, make sure to check out Whisper Wolf on Twitter, and also my creator code if you want to support me when you play Sonic Rumble will be Juicy Polar Bear. So it's no spaces, it's just Juicy Polar Bear, all in lower caps. So yeah, I'm not going to go too into it because I don't want to sound like a begging for people to use my code. If you want to, that's great. But let's go straight into this, which is kind of like exactly what I wanted to talk about. Now, if you guys remember back in the 90s, they did this whole change with the model from Sonic Adventure to the DX model, and I think this is important to note because I feel like as they're shifting from one engine to another, they're going to be changing the way that Sonic looks and feels with his animation, and this isn't just only proved through what I'm saying, but it's also shown in the way that they did the test animations for Generations, specifically Sonic X Shadow Generations. Now, the reason why it's a test animation is because they're not using the same model like they're going to be using in Frontiers 2, but they're using like an animation rig or a test, as you will, and also because there's a higher production scale above 40% of new employees at Sega that are finally pushing this animation threshold and the brand new model. And today I kind of want to go into a couple of test animations into exactly what this could even look like, and some sources to actually confirm this. Now, yeah, let me know what you think. Honestly, there's a lot of people that did hate the DX model. I honestly prefer the original one, but I do believe that they're going to be going into more of like a higher polygon net when it comes to this new Sonic model. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. And then also, this is a very cool stylish of the hybrid of Sonic designs. Let me know what you think of that. And also, we kind of want to see more expressiveness with this new Sonic model. So I do believe they're going to be going more of like a stylistic, animalistic sort of vibe with Frontiers 2. Now, I don't think they're going to be going like super realistic. They're going to try and blend that kind of realistic art style as we saw in Shadow Generations, but also maintain the cuteness and like kind of like the artistry of one of the stages. What was it called? Sunset Heights. I completely forgot. Forces is so irrelevant to me. So, yeah, I'm an avid Forces hater. And, yeah, we also could be seeing something like this. Like, because I know that Sega obviously really do want more of a squash and stretch narrative, but they also want to be able to keep the elasticity of the overall Sonic model. Now, this is by CYB over on Twitter. I think this is a really awesome pitch as to what the animation could look like in cutscenes themselves, because of the way that the test animations from official Sonic the Hedgehog has actually shown us. So that's very cool. I think DeCatsco is genuinely my favorite person when it comes to making Sonic models. Like, I do not understand how you can make Sonic look so amazing in a shadow pose, but you somehow did, and I honestly love this. Obviously, it's not perfect because it's supposed to be for shadow, but for what it is, it's great, and I love that. Also, I kind of want to go back to the 06 model, and I feel like because Sega actually listens to the fans, and they go all over on Twitter, they know that we want more of like a 06 style adventure kind of Sonic, and there's actually kind of proof for this that I want to go into the video that Sega actually have acknowledged this, so stick around. But I do really adore this model. I think it's genuinely perfect. I've never seen a Sonic model that has looked so, like, we want a Sonic model that shows the old age of Sonic, but whilst also keeping the kind of cocky teenager vibe for him, so I think that's perfect. And then also we need to place emphasis on the quills. Now, I really would like if they showed this kind of hybrid 4D quill skill set. So like obviously if it would go into Super Sonic, Sonic's quills would go to the left and right and they would expand, but then if you were to be going into like normal Sonic, it would look more like the 06 model. Yeah, I think that would be really awesome. Also, this is kind of proof that if they really wanted to take the short route and make Sonic look incredible within a CGI framework, they could just use Master Sonic. Like, I think Master Sonic is the perfect model adaptation to make Sonic look consistent across the CGI trailers, and also keeping the in-game model fresh, and then also making it so you don't have to necessarily abandon aspects of what makes Sonic awesome. Now, also, this is kind of some emphasis on the way that Sonic will just look with his shoes. I really like the shine on his shoes. This is by CYB again. And also the proportion scaling to what we could be using in Unreal Engine 5. Now, I think this is really cool because if we were to be seeing something that is utilizing the next engine, we're going to be seeing more lighting reflections, more detail to attention on shoes, and also just a general wider wingspan on the quills themselves. So let me know what you think of that. And also, this just kind of shows exactly how Sonic would look like with just longer quills, so that could be a very short conclusion. So let me know what you think of that. And also, the video on your screen right now is a really awesome and epic test animation into what we even could be seeing within the next model of Sonic games, because of just how expressive and like how this kind of blends the classic and modern aspects together, whilst also not being too squashy and stretchy. So let me know what you think of this animation. I think that we could really be seeing this within the next Sonic game, like something like this, and especially with the interaction of camera angles and the way Sonic Team are starting to utilize it. This is honestly a Sega hire this man moment. Yeah, this is by Jordan POX, and the sound design is by Lachlan Blue, and the Sonic rig is by Dan CADA 3D. And also, this is a really cool design, or like an aspect into how the Sonic model could advert its faces within Unreal Engine 5, because obviously there'll be more attention to detail, there'll be more reflections, as you can see within the lighting of the eyes. And I wanted to kind of put a massive emphasis on this because Unreal Engine 5 is holy reflections. So yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more ray tracing within Frontiers 2. I pray guys, I'm genuinely begging, can we not use Nintendo Switch 1? Please. Sega, please, if anyone from Sega is watching this video, please do not use the Switch 1, please. Like, I'm not even trying to be horrible at this point. I literally do not care if I come across as mean, like not being inclusive to Switch 1 players. Switch 1 was what, 2016? It's practically the same as like the Xbox 360 and the PS3, yet not even the Xbox One and the PS4. It's like, no. Or even a solution they could do to this is making the Switch 1 port a cloud version. So yeah, we could actually have a cloud version for Frontiers 2. So yeah, I think that would be a very cool solution. And to supplement this, the fact that these test animations in the first place were introduced within the production of Shadow Generations just says a lot as to the way that we could be seeing the Sonic model looking in the future mainline titles. And also just like, I wanted to note on the deform on and deform off. Now obviously we've seen this before, but I wanted to place emphasis on the quill design and also the overall aerodynamic push of making the quills have more detail. Now in Frontiers this was never an issue, mainly because they did have a very good focal detail to the quills, but I think that this level and this design of Sonic perfectly blends the Frontiers and like kind of like the continuity of the storyline as to how Sonic ages. I wanted to go back to this because it kind of explains into how they're going to be able to adapt the Sonic model in Unreal Engine 5, and also the emphasis on how they're actually adapting this new model within the recent CGI trailers, and also just the way that Sonic has started to transition himself more into the adventure and 06S style based off of the trailers with Sega. And this would be a general concept. This is by Water Vaporeon over on Twitter, and yeah, this would be a very cool design as to what Sonic could look like in the future mainline titles, mainly because Sega have seen the attention of how many people do want the 06 model to return, and also the emphasis on how Paramount has also pushed this idea that they want to introduce 06 within the movies, mainly because the Knuckles series was called The Flames of Disaster, and also just the emphasis on how Sonic 4 will be a darker future. They are pointing all ears towards Silver in Sonic 4. Let me know what you think of that if you want to. It's a quick side point. But also, when Izuka was asked about the potential of a Sonic Adventure remake, Izuka said that remaking the title to bring it true to modern game standards would simply take as much resources as essentially making a brand new title, so they may as well do that. So he's obviously placed emphasis on how they're transitioning. If you actually see the golden nuggets within what Iizuka is saying here. He's saying that they're working more so with this new engine they're trying to adapt, and they also want to make it so they're focusing all of their time and effort into making this an open world game. I think they're really focusing on making this as one huge map. They're trying to copy a lot of the mainline games nowadays that have one huge open world. I do believe that they're trying to invent something new on the formula and the wheel that is truly going to surprise people. And I don't want to be as vague when I'm saying that, so I'll give you a basic scoop. They're making Frontiers 2. The game will release next year in November 2026 because of the movie coming out in March 19th, 2027, and they obviously want Frontiers 2 to be have a lot more sales because of the fourth movie. I do believe that they want to focus on that more rather than focusing on an emphasis of an Adventure 2 remake. If they were going to do an Adventure 2 remake, they would have focused that primarily on the release of the Sonic movie 3. But they obviously wanted to do Shadow Generations because they know guaranteed that Sonic Generations is an amazing game, so they pretty much didn't want to risk the whole legacy of Sonic Adventure 2 being stripped down. But as I was speaking about the Marza model, this would be amazing to be able to see this within Sonic Frontiers 2, because obviously a lot of people have vouched for the kind of aerodynamic-ness of the 06 model whilst also blending the Marza model. But then also the Easter egg of the Sonic McLaren F1 trailer that pretty much shows exactly how they could be teasing the next Sonic model. So yeah, that could be an inkling as towards the future of Sonic mainline games. And the reason I say that is because they're focusing more on Unreal Engine 5. If none of that was apparent with this new engine, I wouldn't make so much of an argument with it because we know that they would be going in the same direction with Hedgehog Engine 2, but I don't believe that. I believe that they want to go into more of this animalistic and more expressive squash and stretch style for Sonic. So moving into these two key dates, because obviously we saw back in 2022 about how we had the Sonic Movie 2 announcement and Sonic Frontiers on the 10th of December 2021. Now I remember this date because I remember like waking up and watching the Game Awards for this. Yeah, it was amazing, and I do believe that they're going to be doing something similar to a CGI teaser for Sonic Frontiers 2, and maybe, just maybe, they could be doing the Shadow the Hedgehog spin-off trailer at the Game Awards. If I'm right on that, I want all of you to come back to this video and clip it and put it on Twitter. So yeah, that's gonna be great if we do see that, because what could Paramount possibly be cooking for 2026? Because I don't think they could do another year without anything. Let me know what you think of that. So yeah, I do believe we'll be seeing something to the effect of a CGI trailer at the Game Awards, which was on the 11th of December, and then we also might be seeing something at the Summer Games Fest. Well, we're going to be seeing something at the Summer Games Fest. There is no way that they won't take advantage of this, because obviously they have very strong connections with the Summer Games Fest Sonic team. So that's June the 5th, 2026. There's also public event tickets. So obviously back in 2022, they didn't actually show off at the Summer's Game Fest because I think it was lockdown. So like not as many people could attend the event, but because they know all of the eyes will be on the Summer Games Fest, yeah, they're going to be there. And also I feel like Iizuka might think like in like olden times, if that makes sense, like because obviously he wasn't promoting as much during the lockdown. I guess it was harder to, but yeah, as we move now more back into like how things used to be, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that we won't be seeing anything at the Summer Games Fest. There will be something. But there's something also that's gone viral, which is kind of explaining exactly how Sonic could actually look with this new animation style, and I love this like level of expression on Sonic's face. This is a very, very awesome animation. I honestly love this. Look at how Sonic is so like aerodynamic without actually changing the model to a huge extent. Yeah, look at Sonic, like, from his, like, normal mode. Look at that, like, even his nose moves. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, but this is by Star Noodle, and then we've also got Amazed by the Sonic model as different rendering and refinement than the current Sonic model. It seems easier to make expressions with it without making it look the same. So yeah, obviously, you know, the whole Riders model looks very awesome. I love how we just need the longer claws back. That's what we need for the next Sonic model. I do believe that they will be going back to this due to the animation aspect of Unreal Engine 5. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. And also, this is a very cool aspect of some Frontiers artwork that has been obviously altered by fans. So modern Sonics from V1, V2, and V3. Let me know in the comments, what one do you like the most out of this? Me personally, I actually like V3. I think that's a very cool. You know, obviously it's quite close to 06, but then also meshes the Unleashed a bit. I'm a massive Unleashed stan, so come at me. But also, I'm actually a very, very rare Sonic fan because Frontiers is my favorite Sonic game. And what would you guys think of a Sonic model that actually has all of this squashy stretchiness to the point where it looks kind of goofy? Me personally, I'm not a huge fan, but I do get the appeal. And if we were to see Sonic in more of a realistic environment in the city, this is what he would look like. This is by Spooky Doll. Also, the emphasis on the shoes here. This is by CYB again. Yeah, the shoes here, we need more of like that kind of like Lightning McQueen kind of shoes. And we're going over this quote again from Sega themselves, saying how they're using modern technology that allows Sonic Team to offer richer, more complex, more interesting worlds. So that's confirmation of Unreal Engine 5, and also the fact that they slacked off a lot of people for Hedgehog Engine 2. And something cool about Sonic Unleashed is pretty awesome, and I wouldn't expect anything massive from this, so don't take it like it's going to be anything crazy. But Sonic City has stated that another piece of Lars render has been posted by Marza on their official account, once again teasing that something as special is coming this way on Halloween, just 5 days away. So obviously they've done, we looked at this in the previous video, how they have teased something from La, from, Sun La, which, something we could be seeing on the 31st of October. Like and subscribe, obviously, if you like me as a person, and also, you guys have an amazing day, okay? Make sure I use my code in the shop for Sonic Rumble, Juicy Polar Bear. That's just Juicy Polar Bear without any spaces or capital letters. And I hope you guys have a great day. Like, honestly, have a great day. Or nighttime.